From Salida, Colorado, in the heart of the Rockies, it's Guitar Views with Jeff Bamberg, the show that answers your questions about how guitars are made and played.
Okay, today I'm talking with Mark Hanson. He's a Grammy winner, prolific composer and instruction book writer, you might say. And has a new book. We want to talk about that today. We want to talk about his upcoming summer seminar, fingerstyle guitar camp that he does. A lot of stuff coming up. Also, Memphis Guitar Show coming up this summer, and Mark will be there, so he'll tell us about that. He has a new website. So a lot to talk about in a short amount of time here. Let's get started.
Sure, Jeff. I'm happy to be here. Looking forward to playing your guitars at the Memphis show in June. That will be great fun.
Oh, great. Thank you. Yeah, you're doing a demo concert as well as teaching. What will you be teaching there?
Boy, I'd have to go look back at the topic. I have 24 workshop topics that I use traveling around the country.
Oh, wow.
At different guitar stores. So I'm not sure which one I chose for Memphis. I'd have to look. But I think it certainly has to do with fingerstyle guitar and how to be a better player. Perhaps how to be more musical, how to play with less tension, and just be as musical as you can. I think that's more or less the topic.
Right. Okay. We'll have a link at the bottom of this video for people to find that. So, well, right now you have a new book. Tell us about that.
I have a book and CD project called Travis Pick the Hits. So I've contracted with Hal Leonard to use 12 well-known pop hits, things from Van Morrison and a reggae tune and Fields of Gold from Sting, some more current things, Clocks, that tune, and all arranged for fingerstyle guitar with an alternating bass groove kind of underneath that. So our first two books that I wrote in the late 80s, Contemporary Travis Picking and Art of Solo Fingerpicking, which are my teaching methods for the alternating thumb style, are still our best sellers.
Actually, I have the Travis Picking
There it is.
right here. But real quick, what is Travis Picking?
Travis Picking was named after Merle Travis, characterized by the thumb really imitating the left hand of ragtime or stride piano, where the left hand's going boom, chink, boom, chink, boom, chink. So we do that. That became known as Travis Picking, not necessarily that Merle invented it as great a player as he was. But he was the one who got famous first playing it. He got in the movies in the 50s and wrote some hit songs. He wrote 1070 Fords, 16 Tons, and Smoke, Smoke, Smoke That Cigarette, which is a little passe these days, I think. But a great, great player and composer. And he got famous, so it became known as Travis Picking. But Chet Atkins played that style with a thumb pick and muting the bass strings. I don't really play that way. I cut my teeth more listening to Paul Simon, and where he's in the bass picking individual notes with his thumb and not muting them necessarily. And that's the style that I talk about in these books. And we talked with Merle before we wrote that first book, and he was very kind and gave us permission to use his name.
Oh, nice.
So very generous and very nice guy.
So this new book, Travis Pick the Hits, would be taking those basic techniques, I guess you would find in the original book, and then more advanced, or just applying them to popular music, or
it's more taking the second book, The Art of Solo Fingerpicking, those techniques, which is more adding the melody to the accompaniment, rhythms and bass lines. And it came out very well. The recording is close to being done. It will go to the printer by the end of February of 2015, which is what it is right now, middle of February. And we should have it sometime in the spring of this year. So we'll certainly have it for the Memphis Fest.
Oh, great. Okay.
Right.
You can get an autographed copy.
Uh, okay.
Well, would you like to play maybe a sample from
Sure.
that? Okay.
I mentioned Sting's Fields of Gold,
Hmm.
which of course was a big hit. And Ava Cassidy did a beautiful version of this. So here's my version, culled from both of those versions. It's kind of a short version of it.
Oh, very nice. That was a lot going on there. A lot of right and left hand stuff, but
Yeah, very much. Again, the way that a lot of people play Travis picking is thumb and one finger. Doc Watson, Merle Travis himself. Lots of people, especially kind of in the blues or folk idiom, play thumb and two fingers. And what I teach is actually thumb and three fingers. So you get your ring finger involved. And then you can play 4-note chords, which are the hallmark of some of these pop tunes, and certainly in the jazz world. And that's what classical players do. My right hand position really is more classical. I do have a classical guitar degree. But if you use that ring finger, have your hand up in the air rather than muting it, there's an awful lot you can do.
oh, nice. So yeah, you get
Well, here's something
a nice relaxed.
here's something for you. The irony of playing fingerstyle guitar with the melody is that the melody is most often in the treble, which is picked by the weakest of your four fingers. This one is picking the most important note. So maybe you, as a guitar designer, could turn the strings around or something. Melody with the thumb. Like, I think maybe Elizabeth Cotton, she wrote Freight Train.
Yeah,
She took her guitar and turned it around this way and played left-handed without changing the strings.
I didn't realize that, and she wrote that when she was quite young, I think, too.
Yeah.
Is that right?
And she was playing the melody with her strongest finger, with her thumb.
Wow. Well,
If
that
you look
does
at
make
it,
sense.
Yeah, if you didn't look at her, it sounded just like everyone else playing Travis picking. Travis sounded just like that kind of stuff. But she was playing it differently, and maybe she had the right idea.
Could be. I don't know if I want to upset the standard too much right away. I'll keep making what people are asking for, but I'll make you one and you can demo it for us. How's that?
I suspect that's a good idea. No, I can't do this. It would.
Cool.
That would be a challenge.
Cool.
Anyway, just a joke.
Yeah. So, well, this will be available. I guess the book will have tablature as well as standard notation. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, all my books have standard notation and tablature, and I, as opposed to some publishers, I put a rhythm marking in the tablature line, so it stands alone, more or less. You don't have to look up into the notation
Oh, okay.
to see the rhythms, which a lot of people do that with their guitar books. But I know my clientele, and most of them don't read standard.
That would be me.
It's an undertaking to learn how to read standard notation for the guitar. And I can more quickly teach a guitarist who doesn't read either. Can much more quickly teach them to read tablature and understand it, and then you work with your ears to make sure it sounds right. You're sustaining everything the right period of time and all of that.
Yeah, I call it painting my numbers, sort of,
Sure.
for me. But yeah,
Sure.
so let's see. Also, so there will be a CD with the book, or as well as maybe a download version, or.
The contract doesn't allow us to do that yet. But
Oh,
we'll
okay.
get the book out there, and then we'll see if we can actually have it downloadable as well. That'll be down the road somewhere.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Right.
Well, very good. And this is, well, you said by this summer. So
Yes, yes. I've been working on it for some time, but we have had, as you know, we've had several other big projects going on recently. So I work on it when I can.
Yeah. Well, what other projects are coming up? Tell us about maybe the summer
Sure.
camp.
This summer in July, late July, we'll have our 16th annual fingerstyle guitar seminar. Accent on Music is our company, in Portland, Oregon. We've had great teachers, my buddies who are the fingerstyle mafia, I call them. Tommy Manuel's taught here a couple of times, Lawrence Juber, John Renborn's been here. Mike Dowling was here with David Hamburger last year. We had a wonderful session, and my Portland buddy Doug Smith, who's been a national fingerpicking champion, has taught here. This year we have Terry Robb, who I also play with in the Acoustic Guitar Summit. He's in the Oregon Music Hall of Fame. He's just a tremendous blues player and great fingerstyle player, as well as Stratocaster lead player, and just a wealth of information on that style and the history of it. So we're looking forward to that. And we're having a young Hawaiian named Jeff Peterson come and play and teach with us. Jeff is a great player. He was on the soundtrack of George Clooney's Hawaiian movie, The Descendants, of a couple of years ago. And Jeff is a great player, and he's a wonderful teacher. So maybe his name isn't quite so well known as some of the other folks who have been around longer, but we'll have a wonderful week.
Will he be doing like slack key or?
He's a great slack key player, and he can play jazz, fingerstyle jazz, and he can play anything. But he knows a lot about open tunings.
Cool.
And that will be cool, yes. Because his records mostly are slack key.
They are. How many people generally come to the camp? And it's a week long, correct?
It used to be 5 days, but we've actually shortened it to 4.
Okay.
That's, for guys our age, that's actually a good thing. There's only much of the fire hose in the mouth stuff you can take for 5 days. Too much information.
Yeah.
So we do it Wednesday through Saturday. And this year we'll have a group class every morning. We have a limit of 35 people, and we generally have about that many.
Okay.
And in the afternoon, we divide the big group into 3 small groups, and they're divided by their ability level. So you're in a group all afternoon with people who have similar experiences as you and are playing at a similar level. And then those groups meet with each teacher in the afternoon. So you have 4 classes in a day. So you get a lot of information.
Does someone need to be a bit accomplished already, or are all levels kind of welcome at this?
All levels are welcome, and certainly the top level. We have guys who could be professionals if they wanted to, semi-pros. Some of them have records that CDs they put out. That's the top group, and then we have another group where we have people who are very adept and have played for a fair length of time. And then the third group is people who are more toward the novice level, have played a couple of years perhaps, can not necessarily play freight train, play solos, but can do some finger picking.
Oh, okay, so a person like me shouldn't necessarily be intimidated. Maybe I could come.
No, absolutely. Happy to have you. We'd be happy to have you. But
Cool.
Absolutely, the classes in the morning are demonstrations, and oftentimes the teachers have the group playing as a group, and then someone will point a finger at someone and say, if you want to take a little solo, you may, that kind of thing. Working on musicality, working on ensemble playing, certainly working on guitar technique and specific tunes and techniques, but really just trying to develop a higher level of musicality amongst the people. So when they do go home and play, that they have more of a musical feel to what they're doing.
Yeah, and probably meet new friends and have a lot of fun also. So good
absolutely.
all around.
We go out for lunch and we ride the streetcar to a nice restaurant and we have jam sessions at night, and the last night is a public concert that the teachers give. So oh yeah, lots of time.
Good time.
Yeah, absolutely, for
Cool.
interaction.
Cool. Let's see what I'm looking at my notes here. What else do we have?
Well, I have a website.
Right. Oh yeah. Tell us about the new website.
We worked really hard on that last year, and it has been released now. It's open. accentonmusic.com has been our company forever, since the mid 80s.
Right.
We've published several dozen guitar manuals, DVDs, and books. And then more recently, we started markhansonguitar.com, and that one is more tuned into the social media with Facebook and keeping track of what's going on day to day, week to week. Although the calendar will be on both, certainly will be on both websites. And the commercial aspect will still be on Accent on Music. That's where we'll sell our books and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But that's been good. And along with that, we now have digital download capabilities on both websites. So we're in the process of taking all of our titles, or most of them, and making them downloadable.
Oh, okay. So this new one, not quite yet, but probably will become available that way also.
It is. There is a link. You actually go to a company, to a website in Southern California called, if I can get it right, I keep mixing the name up. It is Platform Purple, it's called. And Homespun and Stefan Grossman and people like that all have their downloadable stuff at this website. And so there's, from our website, you just click on digital download and it takes you right there, and there's our list of our products that are available. And you can download them right there.
So sorry to confuse the matter. Now I get it. Okay, I'm there.
Okay. I don't want anyone to be confused. Really.
So, well, I'm sorry. What else?
No, go ahead.
No. Oh, I was going to say, if people are watching this video, maybe it'll hopefully be posted on your Mark Hanson Guitar website.
Absolutely.
Maybe a social media, and after you're finished looking at all the stuff Mark has to offer, then come on over to Bamberg Guitars. We'll have comments below the video here where you can tell us what else you'd like to see, or about how guitars are made, how they're played. And we'll a lot more discussion here. So well, thank you very much for.
I have one question.
Sure.
How many guitars of yours will you bring along to the Memphis show?
I'll have certainly 3, but maybe as many as 5.
Wow. Great.
And I'm actually kind of, build guitars under my own name, Bamberg, but I'm starting what I'm calling Rocky Mountain Guitar Company. Kind of a new little logo, but essentially the same construction method, still handmade. The idea may be a little better price point if I can buy supplies better and kind of streamline my building methods. Maybe even have an employee someday. We'll see. But I'll bring a sample of one of those also, and we'll just see how that goes.
Forward to playing them all, whatever you bring.
Oh, great. Well, thanks. It'll be fun to have you, give me your critique and maybe have some influence on how they should be made.
We'll see. Cool. Okay, great. Well, thank you, Jeff, for the opportunity to do this, and we'll certainly see you in June.
Great. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
See you then.